Taking a look at today's interest rate markets, let's check in on the 10-year note futures today as they're realizing some sideways action here today. For the third consecutive day, we're seeing them hovering right around the 136.22 level. Now, I do want to point out today was a little bit less volatile. And the interesting thing about today's price action in the 10-year note futures is the fact that for the first time in 5 trading sessions, we didn't see an intraday lower low. So again, at least a stemming of some of the selling pressure here today, as the low today was well above yesterday's intraday low. And looking at some of the factors, I think why we're seeing again this sideways action the last couple of days, the markets continue to realize sideways to upward price action, and I mean the equity markets in that regard. For the most part, upward price action. Now today, a little bit of a hesitation, but nonetheless, I think that's why maybe we're seeing the 10-year having a little bit of a less volatile session and holding off of those recent lows. Couple that with, I think, the idea that the market's kind of looking at some of the narratives out there, the stimulus measures working their way through Congress, keeping an eye on that. Tomorrow, CPI is probably going to be a pretty big number in the morning, so I think the market's waiting to see how that plays out on the release tomorrow morning. So I think those are a couple of factors why we're seeing, again, this hesitation here today and some consolidation within the 10-year note futures. I also want to point out that when you look at the yields here, we are seeing the 10-year right around 116 basis points, so just off of the recent high of 119, but holding within the range. And the 30-year holding just below 2% right now at 195 basis points. So again, at the top end of those ranges, but have not taken out the recent highs in the yields for today's price action. The other thing I want to point out is the fact that we do have a 10-year auction tomorrow as well. So keep an eye on that. Those results will come out in the afternoon. And the January results were about 1.164% on the January results. So again, that's been trending higher here from December to January. So I think the market's going to keep an eye on where that lands tomorrow as far as those auction results for the 10-year note.